TPR.
Hi everyone, this is Ali. Welcome to episode 108 of the TPR pod. Today's episode is going to be with Zain and Luke from Takatak and Flux Media. Second episode of this month that we're going to talk about the music related stuff in Pakistan. Zain and Luke are very prolific artists, creators, whatever word. They're both musicians, they both make videos. We talked to them about their band, the rise of the band, the history of Takatak, how they both got there, their recent music video production venture by the name of Flux Media, experiences on Velo, working with Coke Studio. As always, the state of the music industry in Pakistan, something everybody loves to talk about, including us. We talked about all of this and more, and yeah, just a heads up, the internet, because we're based on the internet and we're dependent on the internet being smooth. Zain's video is a bit choppy in the thing, but the audio is clear and that's what matters. So just pre-warning. But beyond that, great episode. Both of these guys know what they're talking about and really fun to talk to as well. So yeah, interesting link ups with our previous episode with Natasha also. Let's jump in.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, bro. I mean, I've been looking to speak to you guys for a long time, but जैसे ही मैं सोचता हूँ ना कि कुछ करूँ, you guys show up on someone's podcast. I was like, oh, अच्छा, चलो इनकी बात हो गई. अब थोड़ा gap देते हैं. Like I saw you guys on the that guy Daniel on the mic. I saw the Awali episode. Then you show up on Kazi ki episode, and and beach में also you guys seem also to be like super busy. But finally, मैंने पकड़ लिया आप दोनों को.
Glad to be here, dude.
बस what we're going to do is हम सारे पाकिस्तान म्यूजिक इंडस्ट्री के मसले जो है ना आज सॉल्व करेंगे हम, ठीक है? Like again,
Screw it.
About damn time.
Yeah, कल से it's all going to be good. So how are you guys doing? How are things?
Things are good.
Things are good, huh?
Yeah. Are you how
busy.
Overworked do you guys feel right now? Because I think you guys are probably two of the busiest people in Pakistan's industry.
नहीं I think हमारा prime minister top करता है उसको.
Yeah, in Pakistan's music industry, he's the
Music industry, man. Unless he's making some fire beats in Bunny Gala right now.
कुछ नहीं पता, bro. Bunny beats.
You know, Bunny beats, bro.
Okay, that's actually pretty cool.
But like, I mean, like me and myself and Luke, we don't like really like staying free for too long. Like abhi in Ramzan, we did about 5 music videos, जिसमें से 2-3 हमारी अपनी टकाटक की थी, 2 मानूर तलाल की थी, एक Ali Suhail, this other artist that we were working with, and now in production abhi, I think in pre-production abhi कुछ 4 और हैं. So that's what we're doing on the Flux Media end right now.
Yeah, that's the Flux stuff.
Yeah.
That's the Flux stuff, and with Takatak, we're writing a new record. And yeah, that's basically
the theme. I was thinking na aaj ki episode ittifaqan, I don't know if it'll happen, but maybe hopefully if everything works iske baad I'll talk to Natasha as well in like a couple hours. And both of you people have had like a crazy, like 2020 has been pretty crazy for both of you guys. Like you as in Takatak and Flux Media, and also Natasha Nurani. In 2020 you've been very busy. But before that, I thought you've mentioned this on a few other shows as well, but if we could quickly go through your pre-2020 history, like Takatak, how you guys came together. Luke, I know, joined a bit later. Luke, who appears to be stuck on my end. Video nahi chal rahi Luke ki. I don't know if that's just a me problem, but
I can't see him, yeah. But
so,
he will join us.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Okay, so I mean, like, I'll give you like nutshell. We met Myself and Misbah from Kide Makode, we met Yusuf in late 2009.
Right.
A levels का time था, and तब Natasha से भी हम मिले थे, and with Natasha we formed Takatak, right? And we went through multiple lineup changes. We put out an EP, we put out singles, and Luke joined in 2017. 2018?
No, I think 18. Because
18.
18 and 19 we spent writing Acroface, or for 20 so we started releasing songs.
Yeah, so 2018 mein Luke joined, Ali Suhail joined, Shamsher, oh shit, giving away like
Altamash.
spoilers. Yeah, Altamash joined, and and now with further lineup changes, we have Shamsher in the band as well. Shamsher Rana from Wisdom Salad.
That's been like last month.
I guess we're just giving that away here and hoping that not a lot of people.
When are you? That's there's no risk of a lot of people listening to us. इत्तेफाक आप बेफिक्र हो जाए, आप कुछ भी बता दें.
I just let that slip.
So when is this news officially coming out of Shamsher joining?
I think when we release the next song, maybe.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. It's gonna have him.
Okay.
Yeah, totally.
Was the sound? So 2009. At that, I left Pakistan towards the end of 2010, and उससे पहले के 2-3 साल I was in Karachi का music scene a bit around the tail end of the Messiah times of things, and I had heard Kide Makode at the time, and you guys have always been Lahore based.
Yes.
Yeah.
Acha.
Always.
Has the sound, now that you started with Natasha, has the sound always been in the same vein that it is now, progressive gent type scene?
I mean, we never got to write any music with Natasha. हम A level A1 में थे, वो A2 में थी, अगले साल वो चली गई थी, हम फिर भी वहाँ थे. वो उस तरह से school times भी थे थोड़े से.
Yeah.
And I mean, शुरू में we were like not super proggy, but also proggy, like thrashy.
I mean, शुरू में you guys weren't even metal. You guys were doing this like
weird,
funky,
like
heavy
rock thing. Weird
school of
thing.
rock.
Because Misbah was still in the band, so he was dragging us in that direction.
Like these guys had these 3-4 instrumental things. एक ये brain masala था, sting downer था. These were all like very like 90s metal, 80s type sound थी थोड़ी सी ये.
Yes, I feel like ये सारे terms जो है ना, ये थोड़ी judgment के साथ कही जा रही हैं. थोड़ी 90s metal type sound थी थोड़ी उस वक्त.
I mean, like as a collection of like as a collection of dudes, like we're all into the same sort of music, and हम 6-7 लोगों का इकट्ठे, like we have these transitions over like periods of 3 to 5 years where collectively we're like, yeah, okay, this kind of sucks now, let's we enjoy this now. And I think we're just lucky that mutually hota hai. We all sort of gravitate towards these new things together, and yeah, that aista karke, Animals as leader suna, brain thoda phat gaya, periphery suna aur thoda phat gaya, and we're like, oh shit.
My cousin Tosin being in that also, because my name is Ali Abbasi.
Oh, nice. Sick. Tosin bhai ko salam, bro.
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
Yeah, acha.
So, but that's a good name.
Leading up, so 2020, the theme of this, as I was mentioning, is that 2020 was like a big year for you guys. What were the things that fell into place up till 2020 where you guys were able to ride that wave? Like you guys were writing your album in the 18-19 period. Was it always due for a 2020 release? How was that going?
No, whenever we're working on something, it's like, acha yaar, bro, we have to have this out in 6 months. So like 2018, maybe we were aiming ke like acha Jan mein humne shuru kiya, to December 2018 we're gonna have a record. But it's always good to have those kind of like unrealistic deadlines.
Yeah.
क्योंकि even अगर project अगर उसको ज़्यादा time चाहिए, you're just going 110% and just like killing it, right?
Right.
Yeah, you don't slack off at some point. Like अगर आप एक deadline नहीं set करोगे, you won't have any motivation to like complete the whole thing, and time isn't an issue for you then.
Yeah.
But then what was causing, why did it take so long?
Writing took a long time. We were just not like, wo ek point nahi aaya tha. We were like, okay, we are done with the record. You know, there was a lot of songs that we ditched because, you know, I mean, ever since, Luke, I could argue that ever since that 2018 start of writing period for Acrophase, we haven't stopped writing. Like,
yeah,
now.
So since
even while we were recording Acrophase, we were making new demos, which are sort of feeding.
So we never stopped making demos, and when we reached a point when we had a bunch of songs that were complete and we were happy with them, and I think we had this meeting and in which we decided that, acha, so now we have enough songs for an LP. We should just go forward with the release. But usse pehle we were just constantly just churning out.
We could have kept writing at that point as well. Agar hamari wo deadline na hoti, it was just for the fuck of it. हम 2 साल और Acrophase को लिखते रहते हैं. वो like
I mean like अभी Acrophase ही बन रही होती है.
Yeah, because once we go down the rabbit hole, then it's endless, right? Like,
had Ali Suhail joined? Like, when did he join?
So Luke, was Ali already in the game?
So I remember that even before I had joined, you were trying to convince Ali that, yaar, please vocals.
Okay, so Ali ka scene is hua tha that, so I always knew Ali Suhail because he's Ali Suhail. और एक दो जगह हमारी सलाम दुआ हुई भी थी, but he was from Karachi. हम लाहौर वाले boys थे, हमारे इतना मिलन जुलन वो नहीं होता था. And then one day मैं, you know, एक movie देख रहा हूँ और मेरा call, like phone pe call aati hai, and it's Ali Suhail, and he's like, yaar, you know, I play guitar for Matt Jaswal these days, and we have a show in 2 days, and just, you know, we need you to fly out to Karachi right now, aur tum mere ghar rahoge aur main tumhe gaane sikhaunga, and we're going to do the show. And I ended up touring with the Matt Jaswal, and, you know, me, Ali, Isa, and Yusuf are his band. So we were like, I think 2016 ke Jan mein I started touring with those guys, and 16, 17, 18, I was just throwing ideas at Ali, and the idea was that, you know, he's going to help us write vocals for a record, and then we're going to go find a metal vocalist, because wo hi idea tha na ki yaar, you know, Ali ko bhi nahi lagta tha that he could like front a metal band, aur hamare dimag mein bhi nahi tha, but I did know that he could write amazing parts. I just didn't know if he wanted to go all out.
Do vocals us tarah.
Yeah.
And then songwriter ki tarah.
Yeah. And then, like, I mean, we just ended up with a bunch of really cool demos with Ali's, you know, voice on it, and I was just like, dude, we don't have to go find a singer. Like, you are the singer. This is shit. Like, this is sick.
Yeah.
So
I think जब उसने The Whale का demo भेजा था ना, that convinced us. उससे पहले, I think the first song that we did was Volition.
Okay.
And Ali wasn't in the band उस वक्त.
Yeah.
When he made that demo, and he was like, "अच्छा यार, ये बस मैंने try out किया," and then we had our sessions, and we really liked what he did, so we really wanted him to be part of the whole thing. तो फिर उसको convince किया कि bro तू अब, and convince भी नहीं किया था, we just like enforced
like,
it on him.
Informed किया उसको, okay bro अब तुम हो band.
अब तू है और ये हो रहा है. Because like, I mean, we're traveling all the time. वो लाहौर आया हुआ तो हमारे घरों में वो रह रहे हैं. We're always together. और हम म्यूजिक भी बना रहे हैं, और फिर अब उस म्यूजिक पे उसकी आवाज भी है, तो और वो फिट साउंड कर रहा है. So there's no bloody reason that he's not the singer.
Right. When I first met Ali Suhail, he was there. We had done some concerts shows where my band and his band were both there. So I knew, मैंने थोड़ा पहचान लिया था. But I first saw him in the Youth Records thing with Jumbo Jet.
Right.
And then one day, Nader just pulls up with Ali Suhail in his car. And he's like, you go, the Ali Suhail. I was like, the Ali Suhail. And uske baad, bichara Ali was like,
Nice.
that whole evening, we were like, bro, hum Ali Suhail ke saath aaye. We went to like Butlers in Karachi, telling the waiter, aapko pata hai ye kaun hai?
I'm
And
sure
Ali's,
he hated that.
yeah, he's not that kind of guy at all.
No.
So Zahir hai, phir humne aur bhi kiya. But, acha, okay. So my exposure when I found out that Ali Suhail was in the band was when Faultlines की video came out. I didn't
Yeah.
know उससे पहले. I hadn't even heard of Takatak का music उससे पहले. I don't know if you guys had released some stuff. But Faultlines की video I think पाकिस्तान की collectively ना पट गई कि ये क्या हुआ और एकदम से ये कौन लोग आ गए और ये क्या है और इतना heavy music and video be crazy. Is that where it kicked off or had the momentum started उससे पहले?
I mean,
I think the new Takatak kicked off with that. Hai?
Yeah, like so we've been putting out music since 2010, right? And a cult following thi, ek scene chota mota tha, like, but only the metal dudes knew about us. And the idea with getting Altamash and Ali to come on as singers was to sort of push the band out in front of people, right? Like when you see a singer, like instantly wo ek actual band ban jata hai, right? So I mean, that was the kickoff. Like for me, that was like the first Taka record, although we had done like a lot of stuff in the past. Another thing that I would like to mention here is like the real kick in the ass for me and the realization that like, you know, we have something on our hands was when Keshav Dhar responded to a random fan message by me, right? And you know, just became our friend and collaborator, and you know, that was mind-blowing for me personally and everyone in the band. It was like,
yeah,
oh shit, bro, like ye to legit boy ne keh diya hai.
Yeah.
So we have like that day, like scene on ho gaya tha.
Because I think wo ek taraf se there was this reinforcement ke acha someone believes in our music and is like someone who's already established, like he had no reason
in
to
the
support
music,
us the way
in
he
the
did.
music scene that we associate to, not
exactly.
the scene over
This
here.
was the first time we felt this ray of hope.
What's the music scene
ho sakta hai.
I mean, like the metal scene. He's from, if you don't know Keshav Dhar, he's from Indian metal band called Sky Harbor. And I mean, he's worked with Marty Friedman from Megadeth, and he has a really cool band these days with Dan Tompkins from Tesseract. He does a lot of Bollywood stuff. You know, he's a legit, like, big time,
like
real world.
like someone we aspire to be in the future ourselves.
Right.
Yeah, like idol hai mera to at least. Like back in the day, like when I first heard about Keshav and Sky Harbor, it was like these brown dudes killing it in the scene. So mere liye to wo ek bahut inspiring cheez thi. Holy shit!
Right.
Like, ye brown boys hain aur ye Delhi mein rehte hain. You know, like agar wo pahunch gaye hain un festivals pe, that is like mind blowing, because up till then there was no metal band, like a brown metal band touring the world with like amazing, like they've toured as direct support to Deftones, bro. Like that is ridiculous. Just that fact alone is like shit. Ye boy, mere se kyun baat kar raha hai? You know.
You know why he was talking to you though?
He was, I don't know, bro. Like I just sent him an old song of ours called The Central, and I don't know, bro. Like I guess he liked it.
He must have liked it.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
Why else would he like spend hours, you know, on the phone with us and going through these stupid revisions that we send him? We're working on the next record with him as well. You know, like he puts a lot of time and effort into the band. And it's a constant, like, cause dude, he's the last line in the production line, right? Like he's the last guy that the shit goes through.
Second
we really
last.
want to, I mean, second last, but like last. You know,
okay,
in our team, then it goes out to hamare liye last hai. And you know, like you want to not waste his time and want him to be impressed, and you know, the shit to be good.
And like he's still on board for this new record. Ye bhi ek kafi maze ki baat hai.
Yeah, so
he'll be mixing this as well.
How much of this was during the COVID times? Because when I talked to the boys from Karakoram, they were at the point where they were saying, "Ah, hum to soch rahe the hum singles release karenge." But when everything shut down and we were all free from our sessions, and you guys are also doing sessions, they're like, "Fucking, we can do an album all together." Was that, did COVID have a similar sort of impact on you guys as well, like
I
allowing you to
mean,
get together?
by the time COVID hit, we had just done Faultlines. Faultlines came out in Jan 2020 or something.
Okay.
And I remember just then, you can go see the vlog that we put out for the making of the video. That was then like, खबरें निकली थी ये bro, like lockdown हो रहा है, coronavirus is a thing, and you're just like joking around.
We were just getting used to wearing face masks at that time.
Yeah,
and we were all making jokes like, कोई clip भी है ना, मैं cameraman को कह रहा हूँ mask नहीं पहना हुआ, mask.
Yeah,
and he was
so,
like,
I mean, up till that point, we were still doing these videos and whatnot, but by March, April, जब full lockdown हुआ, हम एक दूसरे को भी like, for at least the first like few weeks, हम सारे lockdown थे. That's when we like seriously started writing. And by the end of like, I mean, like early this year, we had like 45 songs to pick from for the new record. इससे अभी हमने I think 19 shortlist किए हुए हैं, उससे हम थोड़ी सी और cut down करेंगे. Maybe save some stuff for like exclusive releases on Patreon, or you know, some
singles,
stuff like that.
Collaboration stuff, maybe. Like we have some, you know, ammunition.
Acha.
We have a ton of ammunition.
When does good that you mentioned it? When did Patreon become a thing, and how has that been like in helping you guys with the financial side of things? Because you've mentioned in a few things के जितने भी पैसे तुम लोग कमाते थे, it would go like directly into the band. And then you were mentioning के like, you know, जिंदगी चलानी होती है, now I'm married and there's like a house that also needs to run and टकाटक भी करना है, and you know, it's like it ends up being this equation that cannot be solved because there's खर्चे इतने हैं और पैसे इतने हैं, and these two don't add up. So how did Patreon
this is the point. Like जब हम छोटे होते थे, we'd always hear कि oh यार ये फलां band टूट गया, oh boy की शादी होगी ये वो. You know, this is the point where bands sort of start feeling like कि यार ये मैं क्या कर रहा हूँ, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, we're lucky to have like a great partner in Daud Khan, who's our manager and a very long time friend, who's like super smart and sort of helps us move in ways as a business that, you know, is kind of sustainable.
Okay.
I mean, like UC की सबसे पहले शादी हुई. Yusuf was already married when we were recording Acrophase. फिर मेरी हुई, फिर Luke की हुई. Now Ali Suhail is getting married. So it's like not just one married dude, it's like 4, you know. So it's a lot of responsibility. So Patreon is like, you know, a big thing that helped us, because हम सारे यही सोच रहे थे कि dude, like Acrophase पे हमने अपनी जेब से लगा लिए हैं, but this next record that we definitely want to do because we have like a lot of support on it, ये किस तरह करना है? And Daud Khan was like, dude, Patreon बनाओ, Patreon.
Yeah, dude,
बनाओ. We were all like,
all the credit for this goes to Daud Khan.
Definitely. I also kind of felt weird about it at the start. You know, kya matlab, donations hain ye, what is it, right? But when I sort of figured it out, ki you giving all of this, it's like basically like a fan club. I mean, like Metallica has had a paid fan club since the early 80s, right? So, I mean, this is not entirely a new concept. Like, VIP fan club hai, and we put it up and not having a lot of expectation कि कुछ होगा. But लगाया था, I think पहले दिन पे we had like $30 or I don't know, $15-20. उसमें से एक दाऊद खान खुद से
लेकिन वो अभी भी देता है $10.
वो अभी भी देता है $10 बेचारा. But yeah, I mean, instantly it started picking up to a point where we have like passive income for the band, which we're not like paying out salaries from. It's just like it's going to pay the whole record. Like अभी जो हमारी पिछले साल की Patreon earnings हैं, other than like a sound card, like we've spent over 2 lakh रुपए, 1 lakh का हमने sound card लिया, 1 lakh की music video की Flash Your Bones, right? I mean, that was previously unimaginable for this band, right? And as of where we stand right now, the next record artwork, mix, master is all taken care of by Patreon, merch sales, and Spotify
Spotify
stream and
streams,
Bandcamp sales. It's
and now
thoda
YouTube is
thoda.
monetized as well, so hopefully
Yeah.
वहाँ से भी.
And it's like very small amounts, but it adds up to like a good chunk a month. Yeah, it's like super solid if you diversify your thing, your monetization thing, and are a little smart about it. Yeah, एक दफा set up करना and then it's just working for you, right?
Yeah. And also because what is the alternative? Because Pakistan में concerts तो ऐसे होते नहीं और लोग मतलब ऐसे भी नहीं देना चाहते. People don't buy, there's no selling albums in Pakistan. सब pirate होके share हो जाता है. Do people buy merch? And so like, what was your alternative? कितने sessions करोगे अगर उनके भी concert नहीं हो रहे?
You're exactly right क्योंकि our album got released when the pandemic was at its like peak. तो उस वक्त पे तो we didn't have any expectations कि हम concerts करेंगे and we'd be like invited to shows and get paid for those shows, even though we did get some people who hit us up कि यार ये show कर लो लेकिन ये free है. But I mean merch is one of those things जिससे पूरी दुनिया में bands tend to make money. And then there's also Bandcamp जहाँ पे you could just purchase the album high quality पे you could download that. So
I mean even with the shirts,
we wanted to just conclude with this के the one thing that I'm happy about Takatak doing is के it's now able to sustain itself. मतलब कि we don't need to take money from our personal savings or from our parents or from our families anything. We can fund whatever happens in Takatak by its own income.
Yeah,
I think this is something that every band should strive for.
Definitely. I just paid off like my part of the loan for the like those videos that you were mentioning, right? So and that's where also Flux comes into the picture. Because but we can get to that later.
Yeah. No, because I just want to get like so that people understand. I want to paint this picture of what it means to be like a musician in Pakistan who's not famous. Like you're not an Atif Aslam, you're not a famous person. Just international tours ho rahe hain aur bas paise aaye ja rahe hain. So it's not that stable sort of scene कि आप 2000s वाले time पे आप peak हो गए थे और बस Coke Studios भी हो रहे हैं आपके और सब कुछ हो रहा है. You're like you're all. I was surprised at how many guys, but it makes sense. ये सब तुम लोग sessions कर रहे हो, तुम भी कराक्रम वाले boys भी ये वो, and because either that or you work in like fucking like a bank or something.
I mean, like I don't mind session work.
Yeah,
a lot of people sort of like a lot of musicians are like, oh yeah, shit, sessions bajane pad rahe. When I finally got hired by Umair's band, it was like, this is fucking amazing, dude. Like I get paid to play guitar. Like hell yeah, dude. Because I would still do it. Like I'm waiting for shows to open up.
Because like 20 साल से तो मैं देख रहा हूँ कि ये underground bands हैं और आप free में आके बजा लें और टिकट के पैसे जो हैं वो venue के पैसे हो जाते हैं. 60% we have like वो tax और खत्म. There's just never enough money to go around. So you have to do all these side things. And now thankfully there's like advancements in technology like Patreon and streaming and all of that stuff. Which because this part really struck me from your chat with Daniel on the mic thing where you're like, bro, पैसे ही नहीं खर्च करना चाहते लोग in Pakistan, which sort of links into like not even पिछले 20 साल but पिछले 30 साल से, because there's been no music scene, a stable scene. People don't have that relationship with music where yes, of course you have to pay for it, and that's how.
I mean, the only thing that did give us some hope was the LMM festival that used to happen every year in Lahore, or wo bhi ab matlab because of COVID the whole thing just crashed down. And also like dude, I mean if you listen to podcasts by kya ye Misha kis pe tha jis pe dude he was saying ke shows even internationally matlab in our talks with Keshav we came to realize ke live shows pe bhi bands were only making money from selling merch and stuff.
Even bands abroad, like you have to be
even
like
bigger
a
band.
really, really massive band to be able to be profiting off of your
Tickets.
Like जब तक millions में आपकी following नहीं है.
Like I'm pretty sure Atif Aslam makes more money from a show than Periphery does. It's just that Periphery has all of this other stuff that they figured out for their band that makes the money.
Right.
You get it? But it's not the actual band going to the show and playing the show and making
and
like
getting a lot of money. हाँ वो scene अब खत्म हो गया.
Yeah, it's not.
वो Black
it's
Sabbath
not
में enjoy किया था वो time.
Guns N' Roses ने, that time is over.
Tens of thousands.
And now it's
in
like
a stadium,
it's like you make good music. You make good music that connects with a lot of people, and then you use the I guess clout or following you've gathered from that music into other investments and other ventures that eventually make you money.
Right. Speaking of, then, Hamesha, all I do in these episodes is look for a segue. So speaking of other ventures, when does Flux Media happen? When does that start? And why?
Flux, okay, so I graduated college when in 2017, 2016, and Jamal Rahman from True Brew Records, he needed someone to do video. He interviewed me. I already knew Jamal. I'd already interned there. And he's like, bro, premiere aata hai. I was a film graduate, right? Although all throughout college, I was playing sessions. I didn't give a shit about filmmaking. I was not interested in it. I was just getting a degree and piecing out and doing my music thing. But he was like, bro, premiere aata hai. I was like, haan, bro, aata hai. Mujhe nahi aata tha. He's like, bro, camera use karna aata hai. I was like, haan, bro, of course aata hai.
Yeah.
Mujhe aata tha. And he hired me. God bless him. And, working with him taught me a lot. I learned like my editing jobs from there, and I learned how to work a camera over there. And then around the time when we were recording Acrophase, I quit. Jamal moved to Karachi. And fast forward to when I got married, I was like, dude, I have all of these video skills, but now that I'm not working at True Brew, I don't have like a camera to work with. I was doing like one-off video gigs, but I wouldn't I'd show up on set and I wouldn't know how to use the camera. And it was ajeeb sa scene tha. I wasn't getting practice in, and but I had some money saved up, and I spent all of my money on a nice Sony rig. Basically, I bought a camera, lens. I got just the shit I needed, and because we had already done like a couple of videos for Takatak, and they cost us a lot of money, right? And that's money. And they were low budget videos, but they were still too much money for like a metal band. So I was like, dude, we have to crack this somehow. I need to hone my video chops somehow. And Taka ki videos bhi karunga, or main video dusre logon ki bhi videos karunga. Whatever. Let's see where this goes. And मैंने वो camera लिया, and we started shooting like Taka content. Luke tab tak was not into video, but then he also showed like a great interest, and soon enough I was just like, do shoot that up.
I mean, great interest.
Started killing it.
Great interest आया क्योंकि when we were making Takatak videos, तो Zain को भी तो किसी ने shoot करना था ना.
Right.
कैमरा से वीडियो बना रहा है, लेकिन इसकी कौन बनाएगा ना.
और कुछ लोग I think बस खुद ही से I think एक दो दूसरे लोगों ने भी ट्राई की थी, but तेरा हाथ सबसे साफ था, and you were actually making some really cool shots. And I just
that's
realized
how I started.
This dude has a great aesthetic. We're best bros, and it's not like मुझे कुछ आता है, so let's just go.
So
then we just started getting projects from other people, and we just took them. कि बस हाँ कर लेते हैं.
Taka videos कर रहे होते थे, content लगा रहे थे. People would be like, yo, this is sick. किसने किया है? We'd like, bro, हमने खुद किया है. And we did the Manu video, Khwab.
Yeah.
I think that was the first one, Hana? Zain?
That was the first one. That was for someone else.
Flux Media thing.
Under the Flux Media thing.
Totally. Yeah.
And then we did the backseat video, and we just grew more confident. We did some corporate stuff. We still one-off projects हम करते हैं, and now it's sort of at a place.
Yes, onwards and upwards.
yeah, lots of people are getting in touch, which is great. People, that we like as artists, which is even better. So
Yeah.
cool scene.
Yeah. No, because that's also what I was thinking. If you're making music videos, there needs to be like musicians who want their videos made. So log
Right.
aa rahe hain, like there is new music
Yeah.
being
I mean,
pushed out.
yes, definitely. I mean, like, we're also very lucky. Like, usually video dudes jo hote hain, wo musicians nahi hote, so they don't like know like a lot of musicians.
Right.
Or the musicians hote hain, they don't know a lot of video dudes. They might know some, but like zyada they'll know the musician dudes. But we're in a unique position where we've spent like 15 years each apne bands mein with Takatak. We sort of are lucky enough to know everyone between the 7 of us. So, we're constantly listening to new demos by cool artists and bit scene. Yeah, we sort of are lucky that way.
And are the experiences like, what's been your biggest, I suppose, learning experience, I guess, because this is still a pretty new venture for you. And I would say ye pura music scene hi pichle 2-3 saalon ka is like its own thing. Like a lot of people who've come
Yeah,
out here, they're not from 2010s wala time, they're not from that
Yeah.
Musharraf period of music. And is it very different in this experience? Like, I'm asking from a creative perspective, because you guys have done वही music वाली बात जो तुम कह रहे हो, इतने अरसे से तुमने music किया हुआ है. Has making
Yeah.
videos been like this whole new creative avenue you guys have been able to explore, apart from the money thing, obviously?
Oh,
yeah,
definitely.
dude,
Like,
definitely, especially like मेरे ज़हन में वो आ रहा था the Coke Studio project that we did.
जबरदस्त. एक
Yeah,
और
Like
I
I
mean,
personally
that
did
जबरदस्त
was
segue.
ha-
Yeah. I was going to ask about
that
Coke
was
Studio.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, man.
that
Like, I
was my
mean, when
biggest learning experience. Like massive production कैसी होती है, and even like the grind that you have to do in these sort of things.
was it? I had like a massive panic attack when I got the message कि हाँ boys तुम लोग कर रहे हो ये. I was like, holy shit, we're doing like a Coke project.
How did that come about?
Again, music connections, right? So Farhan Ali, the bass player who plays in Mughal Funk as well, does a lot of production work, and he works with Ali Hamza. And Ali Hamza was producing that song, and they were putting together the whole team. And Farhan had seen us put together music content, Takaka aur logon ka, and he liked the stuff we were putting out, and he reached out. So it was purely, again, a music connection that got us that gig. It was pretty cool, man.
What was the shoot? What was the project like as an experience?
It was awesome, man. We were brought on as BTS guys to make the doc and like the promo material for the song. And just that aspect was so like new and big for us.
Yeah.
Because Kamal Khan is directing the main video.
Yeah, and we've been like huge fans of his work.
Yeah, so all these big deal peeps doing like really slick pro level work. Even just like looking at them light up the sets, it was like school for us.
Yeah.
Like, dude, मैं उन video shoots पे I would be asking him questions for like my own learning instead of for making.
I was going to ask, because when you start moving on to these bigger shoots, apna, when you started out, maybe you're concerned about the budget and you're trying to keep it as cost effective as possible. Phir ekdam se you get this huge exposure where you see all these things that for money reasons you would never have been exposed to. Are there any learnings then that you can bring back to your own project and improve those?
Yeah, definitely. Dude. इतनी ज़्यादा चीजें थी that like Zain and I picked up from the way they would set up their sets and the lighting that they would do and what effect it would cause on the final picture. We picked up a lot of stuff from there, मतलब consciously and subconsciously, जो कि अब हम we use that knowledge in our मतलब नई वाली videos and stuff.
Definitely.
And like every experience has something to add to our knowledge and to our
I think the best learning though from that project was how to grind and hustle at that pace, man. Like things were changing, things changed in seconds, but it was all
Really?
great. 22-day long shoot. It was massive, dude. Like end
Three
mein
cities.
phat gayi thi, but बहुत satisfying tha.
Then the other big thing that we haven't spoken about, I think this is the one thing I think that you haven't talked about on a podcast as yet. You have a vlog about this, but Velo wala jo experience tha.
Oh,
When you
Yeah.
were I saw your vlog about it, and उसमें बारी बारी करके ना सब बता रहे थे कि ब्रो हमें तो आदत ही नहीं है और ये इतना डिफरेंट सीन है और यहाँ ये काले कपड़ों में लड़के आ गए हैं, and there was the nigga Chaudhary was talking about how she came about with the thing.
yeah.
When all was said and done, how do you guys feel about the Velo experience? And did it also have an impact on like new people finding your music and your like legitimacy in the scene?
I mean, there are multiple ways you can look at it. Like एक side पे will always cherish that thing that happened, and it does, give us a certain extent of like legitimacy. किसी आप मीटिंग में किसी आप पिच में बैठे हुए हो, it's nice to throw that out there.
हाँ वो आपके बैंड के
When
सीवी में
when
ऐड
you're
हो गया है.
talking numbers, you just sort of throw that out there और सारे चुप हो जाते हैं, right? But I knew going into that we were like a super wild card thing on that show, and I think Luke will agree that we really managed our expectations, and I'm glad we did.
Yeah,
because
we did.
it wasn't like we blew up the next day, right? Like certain part of us was waiting for that, कि off chance पे कुछ हो जाए. But I mean, I remember we sat down as a band and had these conversations. Ke dudes like,
like अपनी expectations in check रखो जरा.
Yeah, like just chill out, focus on the record. This is something cool that we're doing. It's sick, बहुत आला, and we're super grateful that we got to do that. Definitely, and would love to.
Yeah, I
do it
mean,
again.
it just shows that brands and these production houses are now like willing to take risks, I guess. Yeah, try new things. Like वो उस fixed formula था of कि अच्छा एक music show ऐसा होना चाहिए, उससे अब हट रहे हैं. So I guess that's a good thing.
I mean, if while we were writing and recording Acrophase, we had already put out singles from Acrophase by the time that I got the call from Bilal bhai कि ये होना है. अगर उस दिन से पहले मुझे कोई कहता कि you guys are going to be on like some massive show with this song, or ये होगा, I'd just be like, dude, that is never going to happen. That's never going to happen for this band.
So it was like a dream, unbelievable experience.
Yeah, I was just like, okay, ये हो रहा है, अब ये हो गया है. Whoa, that was trippy.
The audience there at the time, तुम लोग Nigger Chaudhary and her troupe के पीछे थे. Did you see their, because I showed that Velo video, सबको दिखाती ना मैंने, like देसी जानने वालों को, and many people are not aware of metal, sure or ये वो, but it was hilariously awkward because I was very enthusiastic. And ज़ाहिर है वो मेरे दोस्त तो जानने वाले हैं, so they're like, अच्छा ये कुछ होगा, but I can see कि उनको समझ नहीं आ रहा ना, and they're trying like to get a hold of the vibe. What was the audience like? Because you mentioned like Shamoon Ismail was right there before you or something, and then you guys show. The audience reaction क्या था from your vantage point?
The last artist that they shot for the season. So जब हमारी आखिरी take खत्म हुई, पूरी celebration हुई, it's a wrap,
let's go home.
Let's go home vibe थी. So पूरा वो season जब shoot हो रहा है, वो audience probably like मीठे मीठे pop songs सुन रही है.
Yeah.
They're almost ready to go home.
I think like audience ने ये चीज उस तरह enjoy कर ली थी कि right before they finished, they had to see this weird, unexpected thing happen. जो कि I guess उनकी energies को जरा boost मिल गया था.
Because it's such a unique thing. एक तो पहली बात, पाकिस्तान के mainstream TV channel पे there's like a fucking prog metal gent band आ गया. पहली बात, weird in itself. And then Nigger Chaudhary is also there, and Kathak bhi ho raha hai uske samne, like what? Like no one's ever seen.
I mean, we were like managing our expectations, but there was definitely a feeling of like, yes, you know,
Yeah, sure.
this validation definitely thi, because like I've said this a lot of times, we've always gotten this from our friends and peers and whatnot. Like, ab kam hota hai because we've done like Velo and shit, so they also are like, acha theek hai, boys kuch to kar rahe hain, hame nahi samajh aa rahi, but
Yeah.
kuch to ho raha hai, right?
Yeah.
But it was a point of like, yes, dude, fuck yes.
और मैं कोविड का सोच रहा था लास्ट ईयर, लाइक यू गाइस, इट्स बीन अ बिजी ईयर फॉर यू, बीन फॉर नताशा, ये वो, बट वी हैड अ लॉट ऑफ शोज, इस तरह के टीवी म्यूजिक शोज. पहले तो सिर्फ कोक स्टूडियो था, बट वीलो शोड अप, चलो पेप्सी बैटल ऑफ बैंड्स आता रहता है. देन देयर वाज द बिस्कॉनी शो, देयर वाज अ फकिंग कश्मीर ऑयल का भी था.
या एक वो चला था एक
Yeah.
I'll tell you, there are more on the way.
I was going to
Let
ask,
me just
like,
say that.
is this just this new somehow बड़े अरसे बहुत सालों बाद, like Coke Studio's been on for like 12 years perhaps, Pepsi Battle of Bands 4 or 5 years, but एकदम से other bands are like, other brands are like घुस जाओ.
I mean, they have all of this money that they probably spend on physical on-ground activations and whatnot, that they're just like, let's make some content.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
so
just
easy to make a
advertisement
song. Yeah.
and advertisement that has music attached to it, जो कि लोग
Exactly.
जिससे relate कर सकते हैं, उनसे मतलब connect
Yeah.
करते हैं. So it's just like
It's great
good
for
for
the
the brand.
scene.
It's good for the music scene.
Is
It's
it
just
good
like
for
a
the music
win-win
scene?
situation.
I mean, look, think of it this way. ठीक है? I mean, like, it might not be, you know, जो हम चाह रहे हैं हो, but there are a lot of musicians, including ourselves, that get hired throughout the year on certain projects, and that's how we survive, right? So, I mean,
right.
it is creating jobs for
Right.
creatives in the field. They might not be the jobs that we, you know, we might much rather be touring the world with Takatak, but
Sure.
like, we definitely are grateful of the work.
I was
It
no,
comes from,
that makes sense,
yeah.
because I was पता नहीं कोई और मैं podcast सुना था, someone was talking about, you know, people know about the film industry, but in the sense they know कि actors होते हैं और directors होते हैं. They don't know कि on a set there's like 200 other people जिनके बगैर film नहीं बन सकती.
नहीं बन
नहीं
सकती.
बन सकती.
Yeah. So right, that does make sense.
Yeah.
I'm still thinking, you know, just to, we're sort of getting towards our 1 hour thing, but to be a musician in Pakistan today, we did this whole
Yeah.
episode with Amar Naqvi ke Pakistan ki music industry is dead because there's no, like, we don't have record labels, and ho sakta hai record labels ka concept itself is to a big extent obsolete, perhaps.
It is
आजकल की
obsolete.
दुनिया में, yeah.
100%.
It is.
And with the access of social media, where you can be your own like marketing person, you can, ये gig economy वाला scene इतना established है कि you can reach out to someone for art, for music, for mixing, mastering खुद ही से, without like an agent or like someone handling you to do this. How do you feel, for now speak for everyone वाला मैंने डाल दिया तुम लोगों के ऊपर, how do you feel about like the next 3-4 years, if things continue the way they are, COVID goes away or becomes much more manageable in Pakistan and the world? Apart from Takatak, how do you feel about the music scene in Pakistan?
Music.
You want to go first?
So what I'm feeling is like Velo was an example ke people with money, people who are willing to invest are taking risks, investing in artists that have just shown up. Matlab, theek hai, we had Atif Aslam on it, but we also had Natasha and we had us.
Yeah.
And I see ke abhi the newer shows that are coming up they will be featuring a lot of independent artists as well. So obviously record labels khatam ho gayi hain, and जो हैं वो भी मतलब independent artists have all the necessary means to achieve whatever they want basically. So एक तो ये कि अपने म्यूजिक पे ना कॉम्प्रोमाइज करो, make the best possible thing you can and just market it in a way like everything's on the internet, everything's a Google away basically, like how to click enter and क्या ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा third page पे आपको कोई ऐसी information मिल जाएगी that you मतलब will solve your problem for you.
Man, that's the exact thing though, Luke. Is that people don't do that. Like,
yeah, exactly.
A lot of my friends probably hate me at this point who are musicians and are in bands or are singers or artists because I give them a really tough time because it's like everyone has this notion of कि यार मैं तो artist हूँ और bro बस हो जाए कुछ ये देख मैंने कितना fit गाना बनाया है. But it's like, dude, stop fucking cribbing about कि अब ऐसा है. Like Guns N' Roses ने enjoy कर लिया तो नहीं करोगे ये.
It's that like old concept that people still hope in के हम कहीं बजा रहे होंगे और कोई massive producer हमें देखेगा और वो फिर कहेगा यार अब से मैं तुम्हारी album and we'll have our big break and then we'll tour the world and we'll have lots of money and cars and that's not going to happen. That's gone.
अगर हम पाकिस्तान के context में भी देखें, it's like everyone's waiting for that one corporate show, right? And that one corporate show might change your life or it might not, right? And point being, for all the talented people who haven't been on corporate shows, like, kya tum log bas, like, I always ask these people, is like, are you just going to wait for someone to approach you for merch who's gonna like, you know, give you a shitty deal, uske baad tum ye bhi keh rahe ho, boy mere paise bhi kha gaya, tumne Patreon bhi nahi tumhe itna banana, you don't even want to set up your Spotify in a way that can make you money. You don't want to find someone with a PayPal account. You don't want to grab a camera. And dude, I did not want to be a filmmaker. मैं एक चीज में इतना घुस गया just because I had to कि मुझे मजा आना शुरू हो गया, right? It's about the fact कि I saw कि this thing is holding me back. I need to sort of tackle this problem क्योंकि मुझे कोई बचाने नहीं आ रहा. You get it? Yeah, मेरे लिए काम करने कोई नहीं आ रहा.
खुद ही करना होगा and music की बात ये है कि it cannot function now in this age without video work, without properly done video work.
Yeah. Or the look, the like stuff like all the research we've done in marketing, like for example, if you take metal, there's a large portion of my time in my life has gone into researching the journalists or the blogs or the magazines or listening to 4-hour podcasts every day. So I know what's going on. Like,
and even basic stuff like aap apni SEO karo, like digitally market yourself properly, make yourself into a brand instead of just a bunch of guys hanging together making music. Like that can work for some indie aesthetic bands, like they are with also packaging themselves as a whole thing, as an entity that has a personality that you present to the audience that people can connect with them.
The indie bands that are great as well, like they also want success and they're like, people are constantly like, nahi ho raha, ye shit.
No, but even those like, bands that are successful, that have that aesthetic कि हम तो बस अपने bedroom में बना रहे हैं, they're still like presenting themselves in a way. That's all like calculated shit going on.
Yeah, like I mean, it's just like Google kar lo, do phone like I mean, dude, Corona full swing mein tha, and I don't know if this was a safe thing that we did or not, but like us time mein we were just like Luke and हमने instantly like we made like, you know, कि हम किसी से नहीं मिल रहे because we have to meet each other, वरना ये band मर जाएगा इस साल, right? Me and Luke, we visited like 5 bloody factories in the outskirts of Lahore. We went and found a t-shirt retailer. We got those whole things like that.
हम बस घुस जाते थे उनके ऑफिसेस के अंदर कि हमने बनानी है, आप बताओ कैसे हो सकता है.
किसी भी problem में अगर आप घुस जाओ, like dude, if you're a musician and you don't have a job and you're banking on this to work, then spend an 8-hour work day moving towards your goals. Okay? You can, I mean, like that is also rock and roll, bro.
people don't understand the amount of like just hard work that you need. हाँ breaks होती हैं, मतलब Justin Bieber को अशर ने देख लिया on YouTube and वो बना लिया उसने, whatever. But those are so few statistically compared to how many people are in the game, ke it's
Yeah.
like pointless to even hope for that to happen. Like
And dude,
statistical.
Justin Bieber भी जिस time पे discover हुआ था तब भी ये possible था. But I mean, things are
And
very
वो
fast
pop
now.
है, like
Everything is
वो,
online.
Yeah.
yeah. I mean,
There aren't
dude, metal and
CDs. Yeah.
metal prog in सारी चीजों में, even in rock, even in indie, there are so many, I mean, independent bands that are like doing well, यार. Like they're doing music. ठीक है, वो रात को lessons भी देता है, वो दूसरे लोगों के गाने mix भी करता है, वो अपनी
Maybe you
videos भी
have a day
बनाता है.
job.
हाँ, but then the musicians locally that I speak to, they're miserable with their day jobs and they don't want to do the day jobs, but they don't want to do all that they have to do for the band or their thing. It's just like, dude, फिर तुम्हारी गलती है.
Yeah.
If my whole thing is, dude, if Takatak can, I'm not saying we made it, but if we can make it work,
make something,
as a metal, make something work. 7 dudes in Pakistan playing in a metal band.
Yeah.
During
coronavirus.
All the people that I tell, like all the people who like pop singers who are my friends in like the younger dudes, I'm like, dude, like तुम लोग की इतनी following है. If I've been able to monetize such a small following, so you have like 10x of that.
Yeah.
Why? And you're just one person to pay. We're 7 dudes. जब हमारी salaries कटनी शुरू होंगी, like there's gonna be nothing left.
Yeah.
And we haven't been able to pay ourselves अभी तक. Like the band pays itself. Band के खर्चे हो जाते हैं, but we are still striving towards a time where we could like get a cut from the money we're earning from Takatak.
Yeah.
Speaking of,
but ये लोग अभी भी कमा सकते हैं इससे.
हाँ.
Yeah, like this is. Yeah, I've been telling a lot of people. So sorry to cut you, but like if any band is listening to this, if you want us to run your Patreon, we can also do that for you, because I'm telling you, it is like you're gonna make back.
I heard that Zain Pezada is a big spokesperson of Patreon, and I can see that. Yeah, of course it works. I mean, if you can, why not? ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा क्या होगा? थोड़े से पैसे आ जाएंगे. मतलब that's better than zero.
Or you can close your account if it's not working, but I guarantee you it's gonna work if you have a following.
Yeah.
Because it was mind blowing to me. I was also like against the whole Patreon, thinking, "नहीं यार, कोई भी नहीं करेगा, शर्म आएगी, it's gonna be a flop, stupid लगेगा," and it worked, dude. So if it works for a metal band in Pakistan, it can work for all these cool people doing awesome work.
Yeah, Manu should have a Patreon. Does Manu have a Patreon?
We're working on that. Yeah, Manu's gonna have a Patreon soon.
Chalo, theek hai. What's happening? To round this off, future ki taraf ek nazar hum dalte hain. What's happening this year? Your second album's coming out this year?
Yeah, second album is coming out. Hopefully this year. I mean, we could be looking at next quarter. I mean, like first quarter next year. But we're definitely dropping singles this year. ये तो
अच्छा.
Are you like the whole winters में इस साल ही कुछ?
Are you sticking with the album approach?
Yeah, yes, we are.
Okay,
definitely. I mean, the way we do it, like, I mean, last Acrophase was also an album. But we essentially released the whole album, like पूरे हर गाने के लिए एक music video type चीज थी. And by the time the last single came out, उसके साथ हमने कहा कि here's the collection of songs, this is the album, enjoy. So single, but at the end it forms an album.
Right. That's fine. Yeah. Sure. Yeah, because then
we can sort of bookend it and be like, we have a whole campaign behind it. We have merch and sort of pulls it together.
And you can also manage like your own production schedule उस हिसाब से ना. You don't have to have everything ready एक साथ.
Yeah, because we want each song to have its own limelight when it's released. But if we like release the whole album as a unit, तो फिर we can't really know के हर गाने को कितना मिला and क्या scene हुआ.
What are any big plans for Flux?
Yeah, I mean, we can't say, but I mean, like we're doing a music video for someone that we've been wanting to do a music video for a long time. I don't know if it's gonna happen this year or early next year.
Okay.
But that's happening. we're doing at least 2 new Manu music videos and a couple of Talal music videos sometime this year.
How many videos is Manu going to put out?
Yeah,
At some point.
is a machine, dude. He's a beast. Manu is a beast. Jitni wo, so I mean, like, we have a good synergy with those guys. There are a couple of other people who have hired us, and we're like in pre-production. So साथ चल रहा है. We're also planning, like, I mean, it's going to be like a 15 song record for Takatak. So I mean, I want to do at least 6 music videos from Flux, and then we can work on the other.
So 6 videos, proper videos only. बाकियों के maybe we could have some playthroughs, maybe some lyric videos. Some promotional stuff, some Instagram stuff, maybe वो सारी चीजें फिर add up. It's quite a chunk of work. उस तरह भी.
Yeah. I mean, from tomorrow, ये जिस कमरे में बैठा हूँ, ये मेरा घर में ऊपर वाला स्टूडियो है, and कल से लूक भी इधर उस जगह पे अपना डेस्क रख रहा है. And Flux is going to be in office hours with
very good
from tomorrow 11 a.m.
Professionals, so like a bunch.
When they say tomorrow, they mean Monday the 31st.
Just a second, guys. Abhi tak we haven't sat down together on the Taka record. We've written 45 songs remotely, and everyone's working gharon se, because hum jab ikatthe baith ke music banate hain, phir wo banta nahi hai. But then at the tail end, myself and Luke sort of sit down and clean everything up. And last time we were doing this, we weren't married. This time we are. So अब हम अपने office को बस lock करें ताकि हर दिन एक time पे मिलना, and then we just get our shit done.
Are the wives personal सवाल foreign? Are the wives into the music?
Yeah. Not mine. I mean, not into metal. She's into music, but not into metal.
Okay.
But she's chill about it. It's all
okay.
मतलब when I'm like, यार ये बना है, ये सुनो, and वो सुनती है, बहुत
अच्छा. Yeah, बहुत nice.
Keep it up.
Good job.
Good job.
ये metal का scene थोड़ा सा ना वो gym की तरह है कि you work out, you have those big muscles, and फिर बॉयज आपके पास आते हैं कि यार कैसे किया ये, कमाल है.
Yeah, bro. Right. Definitely. I mean, yeah.
चले, on that note,
that's where our lessons. Yeah.
I think that's going to be the lesson. कि working out and metal are the same, and boys का scene है.
Yes.
Yeah, dude.
At least in Pakistan.
Yeah, dude.
I've heard from a lot of people that it makes really good gym music.
It does. Yeah. I can say Qazi Akbar की जो अब for some reason workout videos आ रही हैं बहुत अरसे से on Instagram.
Yeah.
Many of them have featured. Yeah, many of them have featured Takatak music, and Manu also much more mellow Manu ka music, but whatever gets his self-hate hours in, as he calls them.
Muscles pumping.
Yeah, broski. I think कुछ ज़्यादा. I have to tell him to like stop. Bro, बस अब बहुत हो गया. You did it. Yeah. Where should people go to find your music?
I mean, they can go to takatakmusic.com as well.
That's
to buy our merch, listen to music.
Yeah.
Takatak PK is our Instagram handle, Twitter handle. उस पे देख सकते हो. We're on Facebook. YouTube channel है हमारा. Takatak.
And patreon.com/Takatak to support guys.
Send that money, bro. Matlab,
hell yeah.
I was talking to someone else, and मैंने कह दिया ना उस वाले episode में कि bro, music shouldn't be free, so if you like the music, pay for it. बस खत्म.
Yeah, and if you wanna buy the album, you can check us out on Bandcamp. वहाँ पे you can buy the whole record. You could buy individual songs as well. वो lossless format में भी I think available है Deezer पे या किसी पे पता नहीं. Tidal पे.
चले.
And Flux Media को भी follow करें please.
Yeah, is the Flux Media Instagram empty?
I mean, not anymore. I'm trying to be better about it.
अच्छा. क्योंकि I remember मैं थोड़े अर्से पहले गया था, and there was just like a picture of the Flux Media का logo. Maybe that was a long time ago.
Too soon, bro. Maybe now we've done stuff that we like that we put on there. And
okay. ठीक है. चलो boys, thanks very much for your time. We'll end the recording here.
Thank you, man.
And looking forward to the second album and all the videos. And abhi Hiko ki video just came out, and that was काफी sick vibes.
We're proud of
you.
Nice.
Yeah. If you want to see ice cream on heads, please Zoom into that. Were they wearing the Rasta merch जब तुम उन पे आइसक्रीम गिरा रहे थे?
Hell no, bro. Manu Talal broke bankrupt हो जाते हैं उसके बाद. That drip is not cheap.
Yep.
But it's sick. The clothes were super sick.
चलें.
Yeah. I want to see that Manu.
Yeah, I loved it too. Yes. अच्छा, we're gonna stop recording because ये बात तो चलती रहेगी. Thanks for watching.
Yeah.
For links below and okay.